about preaching. So some devotees requested me to sing the song. Also, they today wanted Bhagwan Mataji glorification of our Guru Maharaj. This was one of his favorite bhajan. We'll sing this simply. You can just scroll down and scroll down. Listen. Okay. Jai Jam Shrine Joy What are we discussing today? Is can you connect it? Yes, God is connected. Can discuss something from Bhagavatam. Let's see. So, yeah, since we discussed this verse other day, this Tabakatamrita, explained that it's very special for us because in this verse, what was the specialty of this verse? Anyone remember? Yeah, there, but something related to preaching and something related to ISKCON is there. Okay, highest welfare activity. What else? What was there exactly? Huh? Okay, let me just quickly brief again because only few devotees were there. Huh? So this is now this special this verse from Gopi Gita is very special because there was a king Prataprudra in Jagannath Puri. He wanted to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to meet him 3 times. And then the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Rai and Sarvabhauma, told King Prataprudra that every year during Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after pulling the chariot of Lord Jagannath, he takes rest for some time. There is a garden, it's called Jagannath Vallabh Garden. Puri. So Mahaprabhu will be extremely tired. And at that time, you go and change your costume and dress, assume as an ordinary person. And you go and massage Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. And while massaging Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet, you you just sing these two stanzas of Gopi Gita. So one was this. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard someone was singing this Gopi Gita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he got up and he tightly embraced that King Prataprutra, whom he refused to meet 3 times. So something is there in this verse, therefore Mahaprabhu became very pleased. And then, so that is, and in this verse, when Krishna left Vrindavan, so Krishna left Vrindavan for Mathura. So Gopis of Vrindavan, headed by Srimati Radharani, they're feeling extreme separation from Krishna. So they, sung this beautiful Gopi Gita. So the Gopis, or you can say Srimati Radharani, is saying, Taba Kathamritam, my dear Krishna, Taba Kathamritam, your Katha, a topic related to is like Amrit, is like nectar. And Tapta Jivanam, especially for those who are suffering in this material world, for them Krishna Katha appears like nectar, even more nectarian. Kavivir Iditam Kalmashapaham, and all the Kavis, great poets and sages like Narad Muni, Vasudev, Shukdev Goswami, they also told the same, that Krishna Katha is Kalmashapam. Krishna Katha destroys all the sinful reactions from our heart. Shravana Mangalam, therefore, simply by hearing Krishna Katha, we can bring auspiciousness in our life. Srimad Attam, and Lakshmi comes by simply by hearing Krishna Katha. Therefore, Bhubi Grananti Ye Bhuridajan. Therefore, one who will spread Krishna Katha all over the world, the glories of Krishna Grananti, Bhuvi, Bhuvi means Bhuvan. Throughout the world, he is the
Great soul.
No, she says something. Most magnanimous, most generous. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he heard this from King Prataprutra, what is called last word, Burida. Burida means most magnanimous, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's voice got choked up. Just let us discuss something on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu today. We were already discussing this. So this yes. So then King Prataprutra, he was singing this. So the Mahaprabhu's voice got choked up, and he was only simply uttering this word, Bhurida, Bhurida. Only this word. He can't say any other word, because he became so happy by hearing that one who is spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. He is the most magnanimous, most munificent. So since I was asked to speak something about my Guru Maharaj also, this this an explanation I heard from him personally. So he says that in these verse actually, Srimati Radharani and the Gopis of Vrindavan, they are indirectly predicted about Srila Prabhupada. Because Gopis, they are saying Bhubi Grananti Bhuridajana. One who spread Krishna consciousness all over the world is most munificent. Now who did that? Srila Prabhupada. So that means Srimati Radharani 5,000 years back predicted about Srila Prabhupada. And so Maharaj has explained this very beautiful. So it's kind of prediction of Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam. Because before that, no one spread Krishna consciousness out of India. So this King Prataprutra's story is very wonderful actually. He used to see the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from his rooftop. So it's still that royal house is there. The king of Odisha lives there. His descendants. So his associates, the main associates like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was kind of main administrator of Jagannath Puri temple, and Ramananda Rai, who was a governor of South India on behalf of, at that time actually, some part of South India under the control of the king of Odisha. So he was very pious king. King Prataprutra, his father was King Purushottam, the great devotees of Lord Jagannath. But when he captured that South India, it came under the control of King of Orissa. In South India, this Sakshi Gopal deity was there. You heard from Krishna in Chaitanya Charitamrita that the Lord Gopal who came as witness, because there was a fight between two people, two Brahmanas. We need in ISKCON witness Gopal many times. Fight between two Brahmanas. We need Sakshi Gopal many times. So the Gopal came as witness. This first time. Huh? So, but then that Gopal temple was established in Vidyanagar. And fortunately, King Prataprata, he sent Ramananda Rai to that Vidyanagar as a governor. So he was governing, he was the governor of that Vidyanagar, while the deities of Sakshi Gopal was there. But when you see the mode of king other days, nowadays if someone captures someone's land, what they do? Like Britishers, they stolen all the monies from India. Not it. Like now they calculated some, like $50,000 billion or something. They're saying, you have to give us back everything, whatever you have stolen from us. So they try to steal their property, money and everything. But when he captured the South India land, it came under his control. First thing he said, let us get that Sakshi Gopal deity in my zone. So he got the Sakshi Gopal deity to his kingdom, to his what is it? Capital, Cuttack. So it's close to Cuttack actually, not exactly in Cuttack. Actually, initially when he brought that Sakshi Gopal deity from South India to his in Puri, so he kept Sakshi Gopal deity in the Puri premises, Jagannath Puri temple, because it's a big temple, big compound, large compound. But and then when he kept Sakshi Gopal in the Puri temple premises, so next night he had a dream. All the pujaris and pandas and the king also had a dream. That dream, Lord Jagannath came. Lord Jagannath is chastising them. Why did you keep Sakshi Gopal? What happened, Jagannath? Gopal is saying, no, he is stealing all my laddus. I don't want to share my laddu with him. You should make separate temple for him. And the king and all the pandas, they had urgent meeting because Jagannath will be upset, He don't want to share his laddus. So they made one temple 15 kilometers away from Jagannath temple. So don't fight, both of you. So that's why if you go to Sakshi Gopal, they offer a special laddu, Sakshi Gopal. He is fond of laddus. So that king, he was very pious, but he was not devoted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the beginning, but he heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This sannyasi came from Bengal, and he is kind of, he is conquering everything, whole Odisha. He is making everyone devotees. In fact, Sarvabhauma, who was topmost scholar at that time, and he was almost top manager of Jagannath Puri temple. He was controlling all the pandas, and he was one of the main person of king. He became devotee. So his heart started to melt about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he keep on hearing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and every day he found that Jagannath Puri is circumstances changes. And now everyone chanting with Mahaprabhu, like earlier it was different scenario before Mahaprabhu came. And so he used to sometimes watch what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he's king. For those who are from aristocratic position, for them it's very difficult to surrender to Krishna. It's not easy. Like Kunti Maharani says, Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shivi Yadaman Idamadukuman. Neighbor Arhatya Avidhatam Vai Tam Akinchana Gocha. These four things are obstacles on the path of Krishna consciousness. High class birth, the lot of opulences, and Shruta, the material scholarship, and then Shri, material beauty. So he was reluctant to go to in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he was watching whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing in Jagannath Puri. So one day he was watching that, a group of, 200 devotees every year. They used to come from Mayapur to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also to attend Jagannath Rath Yatra. So both festival together. So, so this king, he one day when he was on his rooftop, he was watching these 200 devotees. They came. And when these 200 devotees came, they actually walked for almost 1 month 1 month, almost for 1 month they were there. They were walking for 1 month, a whole long month. It's very far. No vehicle those days. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, see, this is very wonderful nature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how to take care of devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knew that these devotees are arriving soon. And although he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he collected the sadham from Jagannath temple and he reserved, he saved for all the devotees. They are coming for after a long distance. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is such a caring nature. And sometimes even if we forget to take care of devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking care of thousands, millions of devotees. How many devotees do we have in a plant? See, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking each and every devotee's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual need. So he saved prasadam. In fact, he brought prasadam from Jagannath temple to his quarter. These devotees coming, they're coming after month-long traveling. They must be hungry. Save some prasadam. And he is, Supreme Lord, all the devotees, like Advaita Acharya Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu, all the devotees from Bengal, they are like his subordinate, his disciples, the junior to him. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it reminded me, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept some garland especially for Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya Thakur, and he kept garland. In fact, he told his servant Govinda and Kashimis, you should go and receive with great honor Nityananda and Advaita Acharya and other devotees, take garlands from my room. The Chaitanya was such a wonderful. So they went and they received them. Now this king, he was watching from his rooftop, and next to him was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So when he saw these devotees after a month-long traveling, they came, they arrived Jagannath Puri. Before taking darshan of Lord Jagannath, even before taking shower, taking bath, and before going to washroom, before doing all the regular the procedures, they directly went to Mahaprabhu's quarter and started to honor prasadam. So he was quite shocked, what type of devotees they are. Sarvabhauma, you said, they are great devotees, but according to scriptures, when one go to any holy places, they should first take bath, holy bath. They should shave their heads, the male, and they should first see the predominating deity of that holy name, that is Jagannath. Even they didn't take shower, they didn't brush their teeth, they didn't do anything. They didn't even take darshan of Lord Jagannath. They just went, they're eating. What type of devotees they are? Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya explained, don't, my dear king, don't underestimate the position of Mahaprabhu's devotees, especially from Mayapur. They're very special. For them, the Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu's love is top priority. So those who have especially the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya say, those who have a special love and affection for Mahaprabhu, these all the injunction of scripture become secondary for them. They don't have to bother about all these things in injunctions, So then, he became convinced, they have such a devotion. So these devotees, 200, devotees, every year they used to come. Every year. And they are in a household, their family, relatives, all the business, everything. But they had house in Jagannath Puri also, because they wanted to stay with Mahaprabhu every year. So that is, this Pratap Rudra and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to meet him. He said, this one, he said, when he was refused 3 times, then he said, Tar pratigya more na kariva darshan, more pratigya taha bina chhadiva jivan. He says, it's like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has taken a vow that he will not meet me, he will not give his blessings to me, mercy to me. So if Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can take vow, I can also take vow. His vow is he will not give me his mercy. And my vow is, without getting his mercy, I will give up my body. And whose vow is more powerful? Devotees or Krishna? Devotees. Bhantya pratyajanahi name bhakta pranashati. So Arjun asked, my dear Lord, why don't you promise? If I promise, I'll break my promise. So you promise, I fulfill the promise of my devotees. So therefore he said, I'll. And then in fact, he said, Yadi She Mahaprabhu Napai Kripadhan Kiva Rancha Kiva Deha Sabakaran. If I don't get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then what is the use of my royal happiness, my kingdom, my body, everything is useless. Such a big king, If I don't get the mercy, everything is useless, whatever I have. So, but anyway, so we discussed, how simply by singing this Gopi Git, he got the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was glorifying, the preachers, those who are spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. These, and then this Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, who was explaining to him about, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, he was a great devotee, Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. We'll discuss about him in a little bit. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, after taking sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Jagannath. He actually wanted to go to Vrindavan, but his mother Sachimata requested him not to go to Vrindavan. It's far, should go to Jagannath Puri. So upon the request of Sachimata, he decided to go to Jagannath Puri. And when he went, as he entered into Jagannath Puri, he fainted by seeing Lord Jagannath, because he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Jagannath is Krishna. So he fainted, he fell unconscious. So all the Pandas, because he has this symptom of it's called Mahapurush. So the Mahapurush, or you can say the great personalities, have 32 symptoms in their body. So 32 symptoms are there, and one symptom is their hand will touch their knee. Anyone you can check,
Yeah.
You can check if you're Mahapurush or not. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as he entered, his hand and he touched Lord Jagannath deity. But in his custom there, they don't allow anyone outsider to touch the deity. Only the Pandas, Pujaris, they can touch the deity. So if he fell unconscious, and all the Pandas came with a stick to beat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But that time, the head of the priest, that is Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, he came. And he said, no, he's a sannyasi. Maybe by mistake his hand, in there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's unconscious, body with him at his home. Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya's house is very close to, Jagannath Puri temple. Anyone been there? Sarvabhaum's house, just opposite to it. Actually, one proper disciple, he lives there. He is developing that Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya house. So now the Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, and behind Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 3 more devotees, they were traveling with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were also following. So Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Jagadananda Pandit, they arrived later. So when they arrived later, they are asking, where is our Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Where is our Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So this Sarvabhauma, he said, why are you calling him Lord? Because there is no description of Lord incarnation in this Kali Yuga. How come you say Lord? So he wasn't believing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was arguing with devotees that you can't say him Lord, because in Bhagavatam, according to Bhagavatam, that there is no incarnation of Lord in Kali Yuga, no avatar of Lord in Kali Yuga. It says, there's a verse, it says, Itham nritirjata rishi deva yasho avatare lokan vivavashyam sajagat pratipan channo kalo yad abhavas triyugas akasatam. So Krishna, he appears in different millennium in different form. But in Kali Yuga, he doesn't have any form, therefore he is known as Tri-Yuga. Tri-Yuga means who appears only in 3 millennia. So therefore his one name is Tri-Yuga. Tri-Yuga means he comes in 3 years. So there is no description. How come you claim that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord? So that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's, his, brother-in-law, Gopinath Acharya. So Gopinath Acharya was there. Gopinath Acharya told him, and he said this one. You can repeat after me. Ishwarer Kripalesh Haito Jahare Sheito Ishwar Tattva Janivare Pare. So then Gopinath Acharya came, because he knew Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from his childhood. He was in Mayapur, but he got married. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya actually also from Mayapur. This is very beautiful. This Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his brother was Vidya Vachisturi. So they were a teacher of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his childhood. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go to their home told Gurukul in childhood. So it's still, if you go, it's called Vidyanagar. Vidyanagar is another side of Navadip. Mahaprabhu planted one tree from his pen. It's called Kalam Vriksha. This pen, because Mahaprabhu learned education from that school. So he planted that pen from Prem, this tree came. So that Vidya Vachashpati and Sarvabhauma, they are actually brilliant from their childhood. He said, he and I think his brother once went to Varanasi, because that was the hub of all the scholars at that time. When he went to Varanasi, he wanted to take admission in the grammar school. But in the grammar school, they said, here we'll allow only if you don't bring any pen and paper, pen and copy. Because if you bring pen and copy, you will write down everything, you will open a school in your own city. So we want to have only school in this Varanasi. So with the Vasishrati, he was so brilliant. He said, no problem, I will not bring pen and paper. Promise. He studied there 12 years. Whatever he learned, everything he stocked in his memory. He came back to Navadip, he started his own school. The people are so brilliant those days. We can't imagine. 12 years, whatever he studied, he could remember everything. We can remember what we ate yesterday. So he is kind of, Mahaprabhu used to see them, because they are teachers. So Gopinath Acharya told him, you see, today you are not accepting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Lord, because you don't have the mercy of Mahaprabhu. The day you will receive the mercy of Mahaprabhu, you will change your version. So then that's how it happened. And then he started to kind of when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to consciousness, this Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya started to teach him. He said, you look like a gentle, submissive, young sannyasi, but you may not you may not be able to follow your sannyas dharma. Therefore, I will teach you for 7 days. So he started teaching all the wrong philosophy, Mayavad philosophy. So 7 days, 7 nights, he was speaking, and Mahaprabhu didn't say a single word. So after 7 days, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, the last 7 days I have been speaking. Did you understand anything? So this is very important, Then Mahaprabhu started to speak. But this is very important for preaching, because this was Mahaprabhu's strategic planning. A strategic formula for preaching. You see, because he wanted to make Sarvabhauma devotee, because he was the leader of whole scholars, all the scholars of India at that time. And also, if he becomes devotee, all the people in Odisha, they will become devotee. So sometime, in order to make this super aristocratic people devotee, we have to tolerate sometime. Mahaprabhu listening for 7 days. Will you listen someone like this? We don't have any passion for listening. See, same Krishna. If you see in Bhagavad Gita, Arjun was speaking in the first chapter, Vishada Yoga, and he was so frustrated. He was giving so many reasons. I don't want to fight. Krishna didn't speak single word. The second chapter, Krishna started to speak. Prahasana eva Bharata. So Krishna also first heard from Arjun. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Because if you don't give them time, if you don't listen from others, maybe something wrong philosophy, they will not appreciate you. But our tendency is to jump to the conclusion rather than listening. We want to tell everyone. We want to speak. We should listen from people, then they will appreciate, especially when they are big people. So like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to preach him, therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu listened to him. And then when he asked, did you understand anything? Then Mahaprabhu said, he said, see, the Mahaprabhu said the explanation, the scripture, the shlok, you quoted that. I understood very clearly. It's like in a clear sky. But the explanation, commentary you gave is like cloud, is covering the clear sky. I didn't understand anything. It's kind of big insult to Sarvabhauma. He was such a great scholar in front of his disciples and so powerful. So he felt so bad, Sarvabhauma. He went inside his room, he closed the door, and he was like, so sad, so upset that he was being insulted. And it was to Mahaprabhu explained the one verse, 52 times, Atma Ramashamuna, Nirdantopi Urukrame. That verse, Mahaprabhu explained. And, he defeated Mahaprabhu, kind of, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And, like, he was such an old exalted scholarly devotee, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just new, young devotee. So then next morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found, again you will find here the caring nature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He found, see, now Sarvabhauma was defeated in front of his disciples. He may feel bad. Let me go and see him, what is he doing. Next morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. And if we defeat someone, even if it is logical, real argument, we'll never go back to. We'll say, you are wrong, that's why I defeated you. But Mahaprabhu can feel others' heart. So Mahaprabhu, he felt that Sarvabhauma may feel bad. So next morning, Mahaprabhu, after taking darshan in Jagannath Puri, he took some prasadam from Jagannath temple and he went to the quarter of Sarvabhauma. He knocked that and he said, Sarvabhauma, I brought some prasadam from Jagannath temple. So this Sarvabhauma, by that time, that night, he had a dream of Saraswati Devi. So Saraswati Devi, he was such a, exalted scholar, big scholar. Saraswati Devi used to reside on his tongue. So Saraswati appeared. Saraswati told him, don't be upset. You have been defeated by my worshipable Lord. Even I worship the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Don't be upset. You should be happy. He is Supreme Lord. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought prasadam, he immediately took it. Even before, coming out from the door, he took it. He just honored the prasadam. So Mahaprabhu said, today, Sarvabhauma had, developed faith in prasadam. Therefore, he became a pakka devotee today. Earlier, because although he was involved in Jagannath Puri temple, he was basically cultivating Mayavadi philosophy in his mind, impersonalist philosophy little bit. So now he has faith in prasadam. Mahaprabhu says, Sarvabhauma, you didn't even brush your teeth. You didn't even get up properly from your bed. You didn't take shower. Every day you recite mantras, you do all the rituals, and then you honor prasadam, you offer. Now you just, without doing anything, you just honor prasadam. And he says, his scripture says, prasad praptasya matra bhakshanam. As soon as you see prasadam, you should honor it immediately. At least one instruction of scripture will follow 100%. We can say 100% accurately follow. So therefore, he became devotee. And now he started preaching. Bhaja Guranga, Kaho Guranga, Lao Guranga, and then he's, this brother-in-law, Gopinath, he said, I remember I told you, today you are not accepting Mahaprabhu as Lord. The day you will receive Mahaprabhu's mercy, you will also spread his glories. Same thing happened with all of us in ISKCON. Many of us, we are against. Some of our family members became devotee and we are totally against. No, don't go to Hare Krishna. Don't become devotee. And when we become devotee, we are spreading glory. Is that it? That is wonderful, mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But, and then, these, Sarvabhauma, and then we discussed this, somewhere in his study. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wife, So, one beautiful, first time comes in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that is Ramchandrapuri. Ramchandrapuri was the god brother of Ishwarpuri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru was Ishwarpuri. Ishwarpuri's god brother was Ramchandrapuri. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri after taking sannyas, this Ramchandrapuri also came and he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wanted to stay in Jagannath Puri, so he started to stay there. But he was always critical. He was always critical to Vaishnavas, and his nature was always to find fault in Vaishnavas, fault finding nature. So one day, what he did, not one day, even many times, what he used to do, he would call all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his quarter for prasadam. So he would say, all of you come today, you will honor prasadam at my home. So all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are very junior team, like they are kind of, their guru is Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu's guru's god brother. So super senior, So he called everyone said, now he brought so much of prasadam from Puri temple and he himself was distributing everyone. So he was serving everyone, all the devotees, and all the devotees completely full. But yet he was forcefully, take one chamuch of dal, 1 spoon of rice, 1 spoon of sabji, He was forcefully serving everyone. And all the devotees, their stomach completely full, yet he was forcefully, take one spoon, one more spoon. And after finishing all the prasadam, finishing all the prasadam, this Ram Chandrapuri, he would sit down on asana. And he would tell other devotees that I heard previously that devotees of Mahaprabhu, they eat so much today, I have seen in my own eyes. He personally, he would forcefully serve, and after that he would criticize everyone. That was his critical nature. So now see, this is very important. If we if we find fault in devotees, it will not stop there. If you find fault in devotees, if we criticize devotees, if you offend devotees, then it will slowly go to spiritual master. The second stage, it will never. No one should think that now I will commit Vaishnava offense and I will maintain good relationship with my spiritual. It will never be possible. Because this is the consequence. If you commit offense to devotees, it will ultimately lead to offense to the lotus feet of the spiritual master. It will go automatically. Like we have the example, what's called this Ramchandrapuri. So see, he was finding fault in all the devotees. He was criticizing all the devotees. And what happened? His guru was Madhavendrapuri. Now second stage, the consequences, it will lead to Guru Aparam, Vaishnava Aparad, Guru Aparam. So Madhavendrapuri, he was at his last moment, he was bedridden, and he was about to leave his body. So this Ram, he was crying, he was weeping because he was feeling separation from Krishna. Oh, hey, Mathura Nath. He was remembering Krishna, oh my dear Lord Krishna, Lord of Mathura, when will I get to see you? Madhavendrapuri is crying. This Ramchandrapuri, who used to criticize all the Vaishnavas, he once went to the quarter of Madhavendrapuri. He said, Guru Maharaj, why are you crying? You don't have the proper knowledge of the scripture. That's why you are crying. Madhavendrapuri said, Murkha, Dura. He said, I am feeling separation from Krishna, and this foolish disciple came to teach me. See, if we find fault in devotees, it will ultimately lead to Guru Aparad. So Vaishnava Aparad and then Guru Aparad. And it will not stop there, then Krishna Aparad. So this is consequence, Vaishnava Aparad, Guru Aparad, and the Krishna Aparad. And one day, the same Ramchandrapuri, who used to criticize devotees, who would find fault in devotees, he even, criticizes Gurudev. Now, one day, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on his quarter, these Ramchandrapuri, he saw one, ants are coming from Mahaprabhu's room. The ant by line, they are coming. And he says, Mahaprabhu, you are Supreme Lord and you are a sannyasi. Why do you keep sweet items at your quarter? Why is the sweet item? If there is no sweet items, why ant will come from the room? Can you imagine the level of criticism? If ants comes, that means it doesn't mean sweet items are there. It may be true for us, no? But not for Mahaprabhu. Not for Mahaprabhu. One devotee was there, he was, very one of our devotees. He was very fond of, sweet rice. So whenever sweet rice, we used to make sweet rice in kitchen, you'll sit and then in Brahmacharya ashram, we have big kitchen. So first sit, because he is fond of sweet rice. So one occasion on one festival, a lot of sweet items, including sweet rice, and he is serving. All the devotees shocked. What happened today? This devotee is serving. Whenever sweet rice, we make sweet rice, he sit before everyone. But today he's serving and he's telling everyone, take more sweets, no problem. All the devotees are watching. What happened to him? He's not eating sweet today. And the one devotee went to ashram. He saw the ants are coming. Prabhu, he already saved a box of sweet in his locker. Therefore, he is serving blissfully. He already saved. So, but for Mahaprabhu, it's not true. So now we see the consequence of Vaishnava Aparad. So this Madhavan Ramchandrapuri, you are criticizing what? Vaishnavas, and then his guru, and then finally Supreme Lord. So it will definitely happen, if not today, tomorrow, or any time in future. If you commit Vaishnava offense, it will lead to Guru offense, it will ultimately lead to Krishna. So, so therefore, devotees, they never, they only see good qualities in others. So, like, sing this, Sakali Sanman Karite Shakuti. So you should respect each and everyone. Try to see good qualities in others. There is no loss. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur used to say, he said, there is no benefit in seeing faults in others, but there is benefit in seeing our own faults. But we don't see our own faults, but we see our others, faults. So therefore, we should always speak good about others. Those who always criticize others, those who always blaspheme others, better not to associate with them. They can give you 100 reasons. There is, for speaking good about someone, we don't need money, we don't need permission. Do we need permission? If you want to speak good about someone, do you need permission? And speaking bad with permission also you should not do. So the devotees and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says, never hear anyone blasphemy, any criticism, just speak good about it. Devotees, they have unlimited good qualities. So in front of unlimited good qualities, these small mistakes are nothing. They have accepted Krishna consciousness, that is topmost good quality. But we find fault in others, although we have unlimited faults within ourselves. You know this story, the needle and sheep, Channi, Ata Chante. So both of them became friends. This sheep, this says, what do you call sheep or sheep? So told the needle, my dear friend, needle, have you seen you have a big hole in your body? Why people put the thread and the needle. Needle says, yes, my dear friend, I have seen and I have such a big hole in my body, but your whole body is full of holes. So you don't see unlimited holes in your body, but you're saying one hole in my body. So that is our nature. So we don't see unlimited faults in ourselves, but there are so many, we try to finger others' faults. So therefore, when you see, but our natures, because we are contaminated, we are Baddhajib and we are, floating in this material world since time immemorial. Our, our senses become, impure. Therefore, our tendency is to see the fault in others. It comes, automatically. So when we have these fault-finding tendencies, we should one thing do. We should try to see good qualities in others. And another thing comes in. This is from Samudra Manthan. This Samudra Manthan first time what happened? When the first thing when demigods and demons they started churning, the first thing came out was Kalakut, poison. So they immediately they remembered Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva drank that poison, but Lord Shiva after drinking he kept on his throat, Kantha. Therefore his name became Nilakantha. So one Acharya he commented that this fault finding, seeing negative and fault in others is like poison, Kalakut poison. So Lord Shiva, as a great devotee, what he did, if you take poison in his stomach, it will destroy himself. If you vomit that poison, it will destroy others. But therefore he intellectually he kept it on his throat. So similarly, when we see some fault comes in front of us, we should not keep in our heart, nor should we discuss with others. We should keep in our throat. But it's not so easy, If we see anyone's fault, unless we spread out everywhere, 108 times message in WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, it becomes very difficult. We can't sleep, peacefully unless we spread it everywhere, So, but Lord Shiva is teaching, we should not always think within ourselves, nor we should discuss with others. We should keep in our throat. That is called Nilakantha. So these, Ramchandrapuri, he was always critical, But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always humble, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted. From that day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he reduced his, eating. He reduced almost, 1/10%. And all the devotees, they are crying, Mahaprabhu, you should not, listen to this, the blasphemer. This Ramchandrapuri, he is, critical always. Why are you listening? Everyone is crying because Mahaprabhu stopped eating almost. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no. See, he reminded me my sannyas dharma. So Mahaprabhu's one nature, he used to take everything positively. Even, like, criticism, anyone want to say anything, Mahaprabhu would take it very positively, So this, but what was the consequent result? This Ramchandrapuri, because of his, criticism to Vaishnavas, his guru, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eventually, what happened? See, two ways, one is non-devotee commits offense to a devotee, and a devotee commits to offense to a devotee. The results are different. What is the consequent result of if a non-devotee commit offense to a devotee, and what is if a devotee commit offense to one devotee? Okay, non-devotee to devotee. What will be the result?
Vaishnava Aparadha.
So that is the Vaishnava what we're discussing. But what will be the result? What will be his kind of reaction? What sort of reaction he will get?
He still will be forgiven if the non-devotee is.
He will be forgiven.
The non-devotee.
Okay, that's true. But what sort of reaction he have to go through?
Go to hell, kill son. He lose his wealth.
Sorry.
He will lose his wealth, opulence, memory,
Before that, one thing is there.
age.
Body.
Health and body. Health. You see, all the non-devotees, they committed offense of Vaishnava. You see, the Chapal Gopal, the Gopal Chakravarti. I mean, we don't consider them Vaishnava, So they committed offense to Vaishnavas. They got, most of them got leprosy. In those days, leprosy. Now, some says, there is vaccination for leprosy. Krishna will create another disease for Vaishnava offender. So they physically, they get affected if a non-devotee commit offense to a devotee. But what about if a Vaishnava or devotee commit offense to another Vaishnava?
The bhakti get destroyed.
Okay, more clearly, bhakti will definitely get destroyed. What?
You fall down.
Okay, what else?
Maya will catch.
Maya will catch. Okay, nothing else.
All of his punya will be gone.
Okay. So, Prabhupada has approved that, It's all are right, but it says, he will deprive from the favor of Krishna, that is Krishna prema. Now, why I'm telling, because this is the best example. Two disciples of Madhavendra Puri were there. One is Ishwarpuri. He had many disciples, but two are prominent: Ishwarpuri and Ramchandrapuri. So Ishwarpuri was Mahaprabhu's guru. So Ishwarpuri, at his old age, when Madhavendra Puri was, on his deathbed, he was passing stool, urine in the bed. And this Ishwarpuri, he was serving his guru. He was taking care of his guru. He was, cleaning everything, and he was serving with, his best capability. And this one, Ramchandrapuri, he was criticizing. Both examples. One was serving, one was criticizing. Now, what is the result? Then Madhavendra Puri said, you will never get the favor of Krishna. He lost the favor of Krishna, and whereas Ishwarpuri got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his disciple. So that means he got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this one, he criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See the result? So one got Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as disciple, and one started criticizing Mahaprabhu. So this is the consequent result of Vaishnava Aparadha, a Vaishnava to another Vaishnava. So therefore this is very important, to commit offense to other Vaishnava. So Hare Krishna. Take the sun. Mother will pack some prasadam for you. We will just quickly read one first time, and then we'll tell you. One, okay. There was a devotee associated with Mahaprabhu. His name was Jagadananda Pandit. Now, this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was traveling to Jagannath Puri after taking sannyas, few devotees were traveling with them. One was Jagadananda Pandit. So, but Jagadananda Pandit's birth was unknown. It's not mentioned in his scriptures clearly. Some says he was born in Bengal, some says he was born in Odisha. But it was confirmed that he was the incarnation of Satyabhama. Satyabhama was one of Krishna's principal queen in Dwarka. So therefore he was maintaining the same mood of Satyabhama. See, Satyabhama's mood, like when Krishna was there in Dwarka, two principal queens, one Satyabhama, one is Rukmini. So it's like like we have in parliament, right wing, left wing. They are kind of a right wing, left wing, So Rukmani's mode was, whatever Krishna would want, whatever way Krishna want to be served, she would serve Krishna according to Krishna's desire. But Satyabhama's mode is, whatever I want, you have to take myself. So then, it's her mode was demanding, but she was also loving to Krishna. So this Jagadanda Pandit, he was, maintaining the same mood of Satyabhama in Kali Yuga, because he is incarnation of Satyabhama. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna, like husband-wife relationship, So he came as a Jagadanda Pandit. So, then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri, and he took, so he was sleeping on the floor. But all the disciples there, always they are scared of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to tell, you have to follow. But Jagadanda Pandit, he was in the mood of Satyabhama. He said, no, how come you allow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to sleep in this hard floor? No pillow, no bed. So he went to forest, he collected some banana. He kind of tore up banana, plant banana leaves, everything. He dried it on sun, and he covered it one in a cloth. He made one bed and pillow for Mahaprabhu. He gave it to him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was told, I have taken sannyas, I have accepted renunciate order of life. This Jagadananda Chahe More Vishay Munjayate, he want to make me a bhogi. I have taken sannyas to enjoyment, not for all this enjoyment. I will not accept it. So anyway, so that time Mahaprabhu didn't accept Jagadananda Pandit's And then, second time he went to Bengal, Mayapur, he found a very special oil. It's kind of Navaratan tel. So, and in Puri is very hot sometimes, so he brought it so that Mahaprabhu can smear on his forehead, and Mahaprabhu's head will remain cool. It will be helpful for summer. So he brought that special oil for Mahaprabhu with love. So he brought that now, and he gave it to Mahaprabhu's servant Govinda. He said, give it to Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw it. What is that? A pregnant oil. Who brought it? Who brought it? Jagadanda Pandit. So Mahaprabhu says, what do you think about my sannyasi? Sannyasi, they should not use any pregnant oil and everything. Last time he brought pillow and bed for me. This time oil. Tomorrow he'll bring something else, Tell him, I don't like all this. Just not take it back, and tell him, since he brought it with hard work, this is special oil. So his hard labor should not go in the vain. Therefore, tell him he should offer this oil in the lamp of Jagannath. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows how to utilize everything. Don't reject anything, but utilize in the service of Krishna. So this Govinda, he brought it back to Jagadanda Pandit. So he says, Mahaprabhu will not accept it because sannyasi, they don't use pregnant oil. These, Jagadanda Pandit, now in the mode of Satyabhama, anything I do for Mahaprabhu, he doesn't like in a husband and wife mode, Abhiman. Whatever I do, Mahaprabhu, he doesn't like my service. So he took that oil pot and he kind of smashed it in front of his door, and he broke it. And he closed the door. 3 days he was fasting, he didn't come out from room. Like sometimes a husband and wife fight, Dampatti Kalahanasti. It says, So Bhagavatam says, don't take it seriously, fight between husband and wife. So this, he closed his door. Now all the devotees they told Mahaprabhu should do something. Last 3 days he was fasting, he's not eating anything. Then third day Mahaprabhu went, he knocked the door, and Mahaprabhu told Jagadananda, today, noon I will come to your place, I will take lunch at your home. Wow. Gussa chala gaya, Turant. So happy that Mahaprabhu will come and he will honor prasadam at my home. He opened the door, he cleansed everything, he went to market, purchased vegetable, groceries, everything. And he was, Satyabhama in correction. Satyabhama is to make a Rajbhog for Krishna. In a few hours, he made thousands of preparation. And Mahaprabhu came, lunchtime. And then Mahaprabhu came and he made a huge, like Govardhan like thali, And Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi, but now he started eating. Now, because they are in Abhiman, so there is little Aman Abhiman between Jagadananda Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is serving, Mahaprabhu is eating, no one is talking to each other. Mahaprabhu is eating. He is serving. Now he is serving many items, and one after another items coming. Mahaprabhu's stomach became almost full, but Mahaprabhu can't say no. If he say no, another 3 days fast. So Mahaprabhu is eating silently. He is also serving silently. No one is talking. And after some time, Mahaprabhu smiled. Mahaprabhu said, Jagadananda, I can't eat anymore. But I was thinking, Jagadananda, he says, Krodha Veshir, Pakir, which Swad hai. He says, I was thinking, Jagadananda, when you cooked in angry mood, it was so tasty. When you cook in normal mood, how that normal be? So tasty. In angry mood, you cooked. So, anyways, after that, the relationship again built up. When Mahaprabhu told him, Mahaprabhu that day left, Uchishta for Jagadanda Pandit and his servants. They took it. So, this is very important. If we have conflict with someone, if we have some problem with someone, a relationship breaks between two devotees, what should you do? We should bring, you should cook their favorite dishes, bring for them. Or you should tell them, I will come tomorrow, I will honor preservative. No one will reject you, no one will refuse you. So this is the best way Mahaprabhu showed us. Every first time Mahaprabhu has some purpose. This is the purpose. Actually, I'm just going quickly. Otherwise, I take this session for in 7 days. We have teachings of every first time. Do's and don'ts from each first time. So, as I don't try to give advice to seniors, don't serve Vaishnavas as per your choice. Don't go to the holy places alone. Use everything in the service of Krishna. Bhumte bhojayate principle. The actually last one we didn't discuss that. Don't go to the holy place alone, because the Jagadanda Pandit then later on he said, Mahaprabhu, I actually want to go to Vrindavan. So I want to visit Vrindavan. So, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the fast previously he told him, no, don't go Vrindavan. But he wanted to go to Vrindavan. This is 2 times Mahaprabhu told him not to go to Vrindavan. But this time he found, because if I stay here, I will commit offense to Mahaprabhu again and again. So let me go to Vrindavan. So 3rd time when he requested, Mahaprabhu approved. But it's very important, about visiting holy places. Mahaprabhu said, Jagadanda, when you go to Vrindavan, remain very careful. Don't go anywhere alone. Always stay with Rup Sanatan. Their guidance. Visit all the 12 forests of Vrindavan with them only. Never climb to Govardhan. Never see Gopal Diti in Govardhan. So Mahaprabhu kind of gave a lot of questions to him. So Mahaprabhu, if we want to go to any holy places, we should never go alone. Because otherwise, if we lose attraction for the holy places, it's finished. Because that is our ultimate goal. We have to go to Vrindavan. If we see all the cities, buildings, and all the enjoyment, picnic spots, then we lose our attraction. Therefore, we should go with devotees because they will reveal the holy dham to us. So that's why this one Mahaprabhu told him, Jagadanda Pandit, never, go anywhere in Vrindavan. Always stay with Rup Sanatan. That's what Mahaprabhu told directly. So this is, very, important, wonderful lessons from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first time. That, how one should, reestablish the relationship between devotees. This is big, challenges, in devotee community we are facing all over the world. It goes all over the world. Same every year. It's not only in Auckland, India, Europe, Africa, every year same situation. But it's a bit challenging, to stay in the community of devotees, practice Krishna consciousness, and adjust with everyone. But Mahaprabhu's time, it's not that it's new. Mahaprabhu's time also it happened many times. But Mahaprabhu very systematically, proper training, they could, maturely, they can deal with all the problems. But any problem comes, any conflict comes, we become disturbed. Our spiritual life is disturbed. No, this will come in Kali Yuga hidden. I was supposed to discuss about our Guru Maharaj, Mataji request. Till one related, relevant, first time related to this. So one devotee, she came to once, and she wanted to meet. So I made an appointment. So she was basically complaining about their local center, Maharaj. So she told Maharaja, I can't just treat them. There's a lot of politics they are doing, a lot of problems. This word is now very popular in ISKCON. Not even in the political ground. This politics word is very popular. You go everywhere. Everywhere they say politics. So she was telling, it's very difficult to treat them. So Maharaj told her that no problem, you have another center in your city, you go there. So she started going. Next year she again came. These people are also very difficult to student. I can't adjust with them. It's very difficult. They are, this minded, these people. So Maharaj, they had another center, 1 hour far from her, town. Maharaj told, we'll go to another center, no problem. So third time she came with the same complaint. And coincidentally, I was there all the 3 times. So, and third time she told Maharaj, it's very difficult to adjust with the devotees. They don't have manner, all this thing. So third time Maharaj became little heavy. He said, see, if you can't, adjust this small group of devotees in a small country, how can you go back to Godhead? And then Maharaj, he smiled. He said, in the spiritual world, you'll find devotees from every district, every country, every nation, every continent. You have to adjust with everyone. So, and he said, if you can't adjust with devotees now in this material world, you will not be elevated to the spiritual world because you have to adjust with many people there. That is very important. So there, we can't expect the people to be similar minded like me. So everyone from every background will be there. Of course, they will have similar mentality to serve Krishna. But, still, and he used to, he used to tell this, and many of you might heard, that, he used to tell, what is our size? Our size is Keshagra Satabhagasya. Keshagra Satabhagasya means, one tip to the, what is it? One tip of, no,
One tip of hair.
The top part of the hair, 100%, and again 100%. So it becomes 10,000.
okay, it becomes 10,000. So that is our size. So tiny. And then Maharaj used to give example, even you can't see in microscope. You are so small. But we want to show we are so big in this material world. I'm such a big devotee. I'm so big, but this is our size. Even you can't see in microscope. And then Maharaj would say, exactly, the entrance door of Vaikuntha spiritual planet is like this. Only those who are that small, they can only enter. Not everyone can enter. Those who understood their position is so tiny, the gate is that small. Only those devotees can enter. Otherwise, it's not possible. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll finish with little kirtan. Ready? Okay. We'll just sing quickly one. Bhajan, any bhajan you would like to listen?